You will hear 5 people talking about their favourite type of mysteries. Speaker 1.
I'm really interested in how scientists use DNA and other scientific methods to help solve mysteries. And actually, one day I'd like to be a forensic scientist. So I guess that's why I love watching all those crime scene investigation programs on TV. And the real uses of DNA are even more amazing than the things you see in a TV program. Scientists can use DNA to find out all kinds of details about crimes in the past, from murders 20 years ago to suspicious events in ancient Egypt. It's a fascinating subject.
Speaker 2.
When I was a teenager, my favourite writers were Agatha Christie and Arthur Conan Doyle because I loved the characters they created, Hercule Poirot and Sherlock Holmes. When I was 15, I wrote my own short detective novel. When I had finished it, I was really proud of it. I wasn't so pleased when I gave it to my parents and they guessed who the murderer was straight away. Despite that, I kept on writing and had my first book published about 10 years ago. Since then, I've become a full-time crime writer. I've got so many ideas for books.
Speaker 3.
I like reading about unsolved mysteries. I mean, things that people believe exist, but which have never been proved. Like the possibility that a giant mountain creature, or Yeti, lives in the Himalayas. There had been rumours about this large, hairy creature for years. Then, in the 1950s, somebody actually took photos of huge footprints in the snow. They claimed that they belonged to a hairy, human-like creature that walked on 2 legs. There were more photos after that, although it was proved that many of them were fake. Despite this, some people still believe there's a Yeti in the Himalayas.
Speaker 4.
I'm interested in myths and legends, and one of the most famous in Britain is King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Most people think that Arthur was a made-up person, but some historians believe he was based on a real man from the 5th century. The problem is, we don't know a lot about that period of history, so there aren't many facts. Through the centuries, people have written so many different things about Arthur to add magic and romance to the story, so it's difficult to know if any of it is true.
Speaker 5.
I prefer stories about mysterious places such as Stonehenge in England, the pyramids in Egypt, and the statues on Easter Island. Nobody really knows how people managed to create these structures so long ago when they didn't have the technology we have today. It's pretty amazing. And although we know that the Egyptians buried their kings in the pyramids, nobody is completely sure why Stonehenge was built or why the statues on Easter Island were created. There are a lot of different theories, but nobody knows for sure, and that's what makes it interesting, isn't it? The mystery.